Okay, we are back. So let me turn this down a little bit. It is Monday the 20th. I went into work early today, got some stuff done, made my hours, and then I 1 o'clock got out of there. We're back here now. I got everything I do believe I need to finish this time about water pump on this Ford Escape. So I am going to getting here, and I will update you guys as I get further along here. Okay, hang on there. All right, so I'm not gonna lie, this thing's kicking my ass. Sorry, I was in a little bit of a zone there, and I just didn't film. But I'm gonna spin you around. Time belt's installed. There's the old water pump right there. New water pump. The water pump's right. You can see this thing is dead. New water pump is right there. I don't know, you can't really see shit. But what a pain in the ass, man. I had to basically, there's a huge belly pan underneath this thing. It's got to be 5 foot wide by 5 foot deep, 4 foot deep, that I had to remove on my back. No big deal. Got that out. Then you have to take the windshield wiper arms off. Then there's an upper cowl and a lower cowl that's got to come off, because that sits like this far up. The cowl, they're right there up on top of the car. Let's come on over here. If you can see the depth of this thing, it's huge. You know, this one's the lower, that one's the upper. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now. We gotta put the motor mount back in, and get the motor mount back in, and I'm gonna get the wheelhouse back in, put the wheel back on, and then I can jack it up, put it back down on the ground, and then I'll put all that other upper stuff back in. Then I'll put the cooling system into a vacuum state, and then we're gonna suck all the coolant back into it with via vacuum fill, or whatever you want to call it. And that's about it. And then we're gonna run it. Oh, that's right, I gotta change 4 spark plugs, so I'm gonna have to pull the 4 coil packs, 1, 2, 3, 4, pull the intake tube, I think, to get that last one, change the spark plugs, and then finish it up. Take it over to car wash, pull the engine cover off. I'm going to degrease the whole engine compartment after I'm done. I always do that, so it looks nice and clean in here. And that's about it. So, gonna pause, you guys. Okay. It is done. It is out of my garage. This car fought me every step of the way. I mean, every step of the way. I'm just waiting for him to come now and pick it up and pay me. I should have got double for what I went through on this. I should have got paid double. But parts are parts and labor is labor. That's what it is, you know what I mean? All to buy race car parts. It's the reason why I do this. It's just to pay for race car parts. If I had a different life, I'd be spending the money on something different. You know? But it is what it is. It is done. I just drove it. It runs real smooth. It doesn't overheat. Ford changed up the radiator cap because I brought home my my master kit, and apparently the my vacuum bleeder will not work on this, so I had to bring home. I actually have two. I have the Matco kit, which is, hold on a minute. Hold on, let me turn him down.
And just like any other racer in the country, if they had all the time.
Okay, I have two different sets. I have the Matco set, which is right there, with the Blue Point adapters, and this is the Ford adapter here, and it doesn't fit. So I have the Mighty vacuum kit as well. And that is a cone that fits in universally. So luckily I brought that home because I couldn't find that kit. I forgot it here. I couldn't find it in my toolbox. I'm like, son of a bitch, where the hell is it? Well, I left it here. So I brought that home. Luckily I did. That saved my ass today. But I today we were just, it was slow at work. So I was able to, I had a couple jobs I had left over from over the weekend. So I got there reasonably early this morning, because Mondays you can't get in there till 6 a.m. because the parts guys aren't there yet. Usually during the week the parts guys are there at 3:30 in the morning, so you can get in there at 4:30 if you want. They changed our hours there, so we close at 7 o'clock. 6 o'clock now, not 7. So you can't stay late. So if you want to make more hours, you have to be there early. Which is I usually go in early anyway. So I got there reasonably early. I finished up what I had left over from the weekend, which gave me my hours for the day. So I was able to leave early. So I blew out of there at 1 o'clock today, 1:45, and shot home and finished this thing up. I'm gonna show you a kit. I'll post a picture of it in this video. When you're doing the water pump, timing belt, and stuff on these things, I was looking through the special tools that Ford offer, and they have this kit. Say if I was just doing the water pump, it's a kit, and they're like rubber wedges. Fucking dog next door. They're these rubber wedges that you put in between the case or the engine block and the timing belt and the timing belt gear, and it holds the belt against the gears. So when you get them all wedged in, you could take the tensioner out and the belt won't move and the gears stay where they stay, which is kind of genius, believe it or not. Well, I'm like, well, that would be pretty sick to have that tool. So I went online and I looked for it, and I found it, and it's a Ford specific tool. So our regular tool dealers like Snap-on and Matco and Cornwell, Mac, they can't buy it. They can't get it. You have to be a Ford technician. You have to go sign in on Ford's website to buy the tools. Now, if you have a friend that's a Ford technician, he can do that for you and get you the tools. So I thought about it all morning, and I said, you know what? I know what will work. So I'm gonna post up a picture of those wedges right here. I'll do that. Well, I, being the person that I am, there's got to be another way. There's got to be another way to do this. So I stopped off at Home Depot, right? Hold on, let me show you. stopped off at Home Depot and I bought these. These are door chocks. Doorstop. So I jammed these in between the gears and the timing belt gear and the case. 2 on the bottom, 1 on the top. Took the tension out, and they fucking work perfect. So, for future reference, this job I changed the timing belt, but I just wanted to see, for future reference, if I have to just do a water pump and not the timing belt, that I could have the tool to do that. So yeah, and that tool from Ford, $270 or $279. I don't know. I'll post up the ad. But yeah, that's ridiculous. So I stopped at Home Depot, got some door stops and tried them, and they work perfect. So I would imagine these would work great on other applications as well. I don't know how good they would work on a timing chain. I think the chain would be too slick because of the oil, and it'd spit them out. But well, you never know. You give it a shot and give it try it. If you have to take the chain off anyway, you might as well give it a shot and see if you can get away without having to take the chain off. But that's the thing I found. I just wanted to give you a little tech tip. I know I should have took a picture of it. I was just sorry about this. Usually I take steps and I show you what I'm doing, but this thing just fought me so hard that I was getting discouraged on my skill set, to be honest with you. So we're gonna hopefully be doing a video in a couple days, maybe 2 or 3 days. I'm gonna order up the Holley Terminator X Max standalone harness and computer, because the stock computer and that fucking thing is gone. I am taking it out. I've had enough of it. Don't get me wrong, HP Tuners treated me well in the very beginning, getting it going, getting it registered, whatever, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. But for the steps that I want to make with this car, with this truck, I feel that HP Tuners is just holding me back. There's too many variables in the stock factory computer that allow that computer to fuck with you. So if you put timing in, there's 2 or 3 other tables that'll take that timing right back out. And I feel that you need to have your master's degree in applied physics and electronic wizardry to use HP Tuners. I know that I was able to build myself a base map and get the car going and driving and making boost, and don't get me wrong, it runs decent and it's fast, but I just feel that the Holley system is just going to put us at the next level. So when I dial in, boost by gear, or I want my air fuel ratio to be this, you have a target air fuel that you can put in, and the computer will self-correct to meet that air fuel. It's just safer. And then there's all kinds of safeties that are in that computer that you set up, not the computer. The computer doesn't set it up for you. You set it up. So a rev limiter or this, that, and it has that. Then what else does it have? It's got 2-step built right in, so I don't have to buy the MSD 2-step box. It's got launch in So when I'm building boost on a two-step, and I have the trans brake applied, it's trans brake interrupt is what I'm talking about. So if you watch a turbo car stage, you pull up to the line, you light up the top bulb, you go on the two-step, it starts building boost, but now you're stuck at that first bulb and your trans brake is engaged. You're allowed, it's called launching. You hit the button and the car will lurch forward 3 inches, 6 inches, whatever you set it to stage, whatever you set it to lurch in at, whatever, how far. So that and you can buy that. Say if I was to go the other route and keep HP tuners, then I'd have to buy the MSD two-step, which is $300 and some, and then you have to buy the actual bump box, which that's a thing. That's a company that's under patent. That's why all these other standalone companies can't use bump as a title, or they'll get sued. Like Holly can't use it, Mega Squirt can't use it, or EFI Source, I should say. Yeah, that's an actual company, so you can't call it that. So that right there is another $300. So, you do the math. You spend $300 for the stock harness to have it reworked and tailored to your vehicle. So it's $300, $350, depending. If you go to LSX Specialties, he's really good, and his stuff comes out looking aircraft grade. He's that good. So if you spend that money, right, that's $300. Then you got to get the factory computer. That's $100 to $200 for a factory computer. Okay. So now what are you up to? So let's just go on the high side. So you say you're up to $550, right there. Okay. Then you got to buy HP tuners so you can run the car, you can tune the car. That's $600, right? So now you're up to $1,150. Okay. Now that you got your car running and you got your factory computer and you got your factory harness reworked and tailored, custom tailored to fit your car. Okay, everything's all great. Now you want to go racing. Oh shit. I can't fucking build boost on the line because I can't foot brake the fucking car. Because it wants to push through the fucking brakes. Well, what do I gotta do? Well, you're gonna need a trans brake. And when you built the car, you should have either thought about some type of a converter of some sort or whatever. But I'm not counting that. That's different. You need that nonetheless. But now you have your computer and your trans brake. How are you going to build boost? You're just going to push through the brakes. Okay? So you need to buy the MSD two-step. That's $350. So now what are you up to? You're up to $1,500. Sorry, $1,500. Now that you're on the trans brake and you're on the two-step, but you can't pull the car forward because you're stuck on the first yellow bulb. So now you need to buy the bump box, which is another $300. So now you're up to $1,850, $1,900, almost $2,000. All to do. You buy the Holley Terminator Max, Terminator X Max. Now the Max is two different things. You can get the Terminator Max with it's a drive-by-wire for throttle, or the Terminator Max transmission control for a 4L80E or a 4L60E. I'm going with transmission control. That's the one I want. I have cable. Mine's drive-by cable. So, and that is $1,200, $1,300. I think it's $1,300 shipped. And if you get it from Jegs, you get $100. If you buy it in Jegs, there's a deal going on right now. If you spend over $1,000, you get $150 off. So 1150, 1200, and you have all that built in to one standalone system. So now when I built the truck, when I started building the truck and I did the harness and the computer, was last year, and the Holley system wasn't out yet. It wasn't even created yet. I don't even think it was an idea for Holley yet, because they had the Dominator. Oh, and what else is nice about it? Say, in a year or 2 years' time, that you've gone fast. You've done everything you can possibly do, and now you want to expand. You want to add traction control, because a Terminator X Max, sorry, I keep screwing that up. The Terminator X Max system has 4 inputs and 4 outputs that you can control. You can critique and make whatever you want to do. So if you want to do traction control, it'll do traction control. If you want to do trans brake control, it'll do trans brake control. If you want the inputs to read oil pressure and trans temperature, or add 3 more intake air temps, you have 4 inputs and 4 outputs. But say if you outgrow that in 2 years and you want more than that, well, then you have to step up, and you're going to have to get the next system that Holley offers, which would be the Dominator. The Dominator is expensive if you buy the whole set. If you buy all the harnesses and all this and all that, blah, 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 blah. I've seen them from $2,000 to $5,500, depending on what you get, what you want for harnesses and sensors and controllers and this, that. If you buy the Terminator Max and you outgrow it, when you go to step up and go to a bigger system, all you have to do is buy the Dominator ECM. That's it. Then you take that ECM, you unplug your Terminator Max, you unplug your Terminator X Max, you take your Dominator, and all the plugs are the same. You plug it in, and it gives you another, that comes with another mass plug. Instead of 4 ins and outs, you have 30 ins and outs. So 60 total. 30 in, and 30 outputs. So 60. That's crazy. You never use 60. Never. I don't even think the goddamn space shuttle would use 60 and 30 inputs and 30 outputs. Well, maybe. But I know that the Dominator isn't just used for just automotive. I've heard of people, I should say, using it. One guy in California is using it to control a whole field of wind turbines. He's using, it's running a wind turbine field. That's one thing. Another guy is using it on a greenhouse to run all of his sprinkler systems. It's crazy. It could be used for anything. But anyways, needless to say, I'm rambling here. I'm rambling on. I'm the rambling man. But so hopefully by the end of the week, I should either, depending, I don't know if I can put the order in for it now, or if I have to wait until the end of the week. I got to see basically what bills come in. I got to see what my bills are, because I have enough money right now to buy it, but I just want to wait a day or two. I want to make sure that I'm picking the correct system, Terminator Max system, because there's a bunch of different ones. I want to make sure I get the properly wired one, so I'm going to call Holly tomorrow and tell them what I have for a setup and what kit do I want, because this is a Gen 4 block, so the cam sensor is in the front, but because I was using the stock computer, I didn't want to change the stock computer, because that means I have to spend all that money again because of the reluctor wheel. It was 24X or 58X. I changed the reluctor to be 24X, so now I have to get a Gen 4 harness that'll run on a 24X crankshaft signal, and with the new style 2013 flex fuel injectors, which I think they're the new style plugs. They're like a Honda. No, they're not like a Honda. They're EV1 or EV6, one of the two. I have to do that research and find out exactly what injector plug I have on it, and then they'll tell me exactly what kit I need, or if I have to repin the crankshaft position sensor. So that's what's going on. So I'll see you guys next video. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. And if you have any Ford guys out there, if you're subscribed to my channel, tell me what I'm doing wrong. Why are these fucking things so hard to work on? I work on GMs all day long and never have a problem. I get a Ford in here and it's like I got Down syndrome. Anyway, I'll see you all in the next video.